Hello there, Dan the Weatherman here. Hey, it's going to be quite a busy week of weather across much of New Zealand. It's going into Easter, but we've got the leftovers of that tropical troublemaker, Fili, which is still going to lurk around and could bring quite a nasty spell of weather. First off the wide shot, we come in close, taking a look at the satellite. We've been talking about a lot of high pressure over the past several weeks, and we're still going to have some highs. You can see the current one here where this milky kind of aqua color with the low-level clouds sits. That's the remnants of Fili, and if you just notice a couple little plus signs there, those are some lightning strikes. This thing has been sheared apart, so it's no longer a tropical cyclone. Ex-tropical cyclone, just a more or less loitering subtropical low. But think of it like you have a two-story house. This has been sheared apart. You see how the yellow is going that way. Two-story house, a lot of winds, boom, off goes the roof, off goes the second story. So you just have the bottom of the house. So it's lots of low-level tropical juicy moisture. This lump of cloud up here, that yellow bit, is something that's going to come along this week. An upper level feature, come towards it, think of it as like a builder coming, puts the second story back on, builds the roof, and boom, off you go. It will intensify that into quite a deep low to affect the north of the country. In the meantime, you see the isobars, or really the upper level lines showing the upper ridge, quiet weather. Australia, south and east, still with low pressure in place. So this is how it looks. That's the blue area. I mentioned the upper trough, where you see red as a ridge, and that is just the little leftovers of the weakness of what is the tropical troublemaker. But it's going through the course of this week. That's where we start to see the change. Look how as the upper trough comes in, it's like a lawnmower string. Wind it round, boom, off it goes. Check that out. That's Tuesday, that's Wednesday. Strong to severe gales, damaging winds. Thursday, sting in the tail goes away. One more little trough to the far south for Saturday, then you've got high pressure. This could be next Easter Sunday. Quieter looking weather with a low going away, but there's a lot of weather to get through between now and then. So this is Monday. Monday's a quiet day for most of us. A new front touches the far south, warm northwest flow, so it's 20 degrees for places like Dunedin, Invercargill. You'll do well in that flow. Wet weather creeping to the west of the South Island. This thing just starts to get engaged by this upper trough, meaning it brings more or less of a upper support. So you've got cloud bubbling up, it gets things going, and you can see what I mean. That in turn then starts to deepen the low as we run through the course of the week, and you'll certainly notice that as well as you look at things for Tuesday, deepening the low. That really gets going there all of a sudden. Strengthening, strong to severe gales starting to touch with the wet weather to the far north of the country later on Tuesday. There's your front to the far south, so that slips through the far south probably early part of Tuesday. 5, 10, 15 millimeters of rain, more so to the west coast, and then by the time we get to Wednesday, you can then see how that thing then tracks its way through, really wraps in, and this could be the yuck day, because watch out of course with that strong to severe damaging winds, northern and eastern coast, significant rain, and that will then churn its way through to get us into what will be the second half of the week. This is the wind flow. Strong damaging winds. Where you see the purple, check this area out here. So we'll start off going through later Monday into Tuesday, that purple area. But notice how it's very east to east-southeast. So instead of a northeast on those coasts, it's more southeast, but heads up maybe further west, Taranaki, and in particular, maybe places like Napier, Gisborne, with those strong sting in the tail, damaging winds to work through. So for a lot of us, you could be seeing this in some way, shape or form through the middle part of the week. That's Thursday, and look at that right on the nose there for parts of Napier and those strong damaging winds, particularly west of the Central Plateau. So it could be a yuck one for many. Heads up if you are traveling through Thursday. Get us into the course of the end of the week. High pressure settles into the far south. That goes away. There's that other low, just the leftovers of the upper energy that will linger in a form of that area of blue before the whole system goes away. On Easter Sunday with a ridge, it looks pretty decent to finish off the course of the week. There's the weekend. That's going away. Cooler southwest flow. But as I say, could be some nasty weather middle part of the week. That low position could, of course, change, and that could affect whether it is an east-southeast or maybe even a northeast wind. But where you see the purple, that's the rainfall. That's New Zealand. Notice that. That is 50 to 100 millimeters of rain. The obvious places, eastern Northland, Auckland, Coromandel, and in particular Gisborne, and watch out Napier, and of course those strong damaging winds, they could be a factor too. Notice parts of Canterbury, barely even 5 millimeters, and the west of the South Island into that red area again. That's of course with the first front, 50 to 100 millimeters of rain for you there as well. So there's going to be a lot going on. You're going to be traveling this week. Bear in mind the tropical troublemaker tracking across the north of the country if you are. That's the weather for now.